Hello all, welcome back to Project Mastery Podcast. We'll be covering Affinity Diagram in today's episode. What is an Affinity Diagram? Affinity Diagram is a collaborative clustering technique to organize many raw ideas or requirements into natural themes. You want to organize the ideas and requirements into different themes. It's a clustering technique and it is used during requirement gathering phase. Let us assume that you are a project manager and you are going to collect requirements for a banking software. You have conducted workshops, interviews, you have employed other requirement gathering techniques, and you have gathered raw requirements. Let us understand what are those raw requirements and how do you finally move them into Affinity Diagram. You have connected with the stakeholders and understood there is a requirement to open a savings account, open current account, you need to close accounts on customer request. There's a requirement to update the customer profile. There's a requirement to create KYC details. Users should be able to use a real-time account balance, download annual statements, view detailed transaction history. Check deposits need to happen, cash deposits need to happen, transfer funds should happen seamlessly within the bank, transfer of funds to other banks, international wire transfers need to happen. There's a need for scheduling recurring payments. There should be a capability to pay utility credit card bills. There's a requirement for managing payees. There's a requirement to create instant alerts on the software for debit, credit, low balance. Two-factor authentication should be in place. Biometric login should be in place. Role-based access should be in place. Fraud monitoring detection should be there. Card management capability should be there. You should be able to block the card, unblock the card, set limits, reissue the card. Loan inquiries can be made in the system. In-app chat should be available. Callback support should be available. Multilingual UI regional language options should be available in the system. The software should be mobile friendly, it should be working in iOS, Android, and responsive web should be in place. Accessibility compliance should also be met as a requirement. There's a requirement for encrypting the data at rest as well as in transit. There's a requirement on regulatory reporting. Spending insights must be visible. Budget alerts should be set. Budget targets should be visible. You should have the capability to download tax certificates. API integration should be in place for other external partners. Service uptime and performance SLAs have been defined by the stakeholders. There is a requirement to meet the service uptime and performance SLA, which should be less than 2 seconds. Audit log should also be available for the user actions. Backup and disaster recovery RPO targets have been set by the stakeholders. This is also being captured. Now we have gathered all of these raw requirements. How are we going to convert them? All these are raw requirements. It is always easy if you are able to group them to get more clarity. Let's say, for example, you are going to identify and group the requirements into different categories. Anything that's related to opening of new account, closing of new account, or updating the profile, KYC details, real-time balance that you need to view, manage beneficiaries, card management, all these are related to account management. So you would like to group these requirements under account management. Check deposits, cash deposits, intra-bank transfers, interbank transfers, international wires, bill payments, transaction history, monthly statements, annual statements, tax certificates to be downloaded. All these capabilities or options that need to be available as part of the software are related to payments and transactions. So if I identify these requirements related to payments and transactions, you can categorize them under payment and transactions. Two-factor authentication, biometric login, role-based access, fraud monitoring, data encryption, audit logs, backup, disaster recovery targets are all related to security, risk and compliance requirements. You're going to group these security, risk and compliance requirements under security, risk and compliance category. You have identified that there are customer experience requirements and channelability requirements, example, in-app chat, callback support, instant alerts or notifications, multilingual UI, accessibility compliance, mobile applications including responsive web. You have identified these requirements are related to customer experience and are channel related requirements, hence you are going to group them under customer experience and channels. You understand there are also requirements related to insight requirements and analytical requirements, example, budgets need to be set, alerts need to be set, performance SLA reporting should be in place, spending categorization should also be visible. All these are related to gathering insights and analytics. Hence, you're going to group them under insights and analytics requirement. API integrations for certain partners should also be in place. This is a requirement that's related to integration in ecosystem. Hence, you can group this requirement under integration in ecosystem. We can now understand Affinity Diagram is a collaborative clustering technique, and you're going to use it to organize many raw requirements into different themes. It is great right after requirement elicitation, which you would have completed using workshop interviews and other techniques. Teams are going to silently sort down the nodes into clusters, name each cluster, prioritize themes, and convert them into actions or epics. It's going to build shared understanding across stakeholders. It's going to create a bridge from raw nodes into a backlog structure like epics or features. Let us understand how the workflow happens. We're going to capture one item per sticky note, You're going to silently sort them into natural groups, name each group, which could be around 2 to 3 words, vote the groups or prioritize the groups. You can then turn the top groups into epics or stories. This technique is very useful after brainstorming and workshops have been conducted, and it's going to be very useful when the input is overwhelming. When the input is overwhelming, you will definitely need to group them into different themes so that it gives you better clarity and you will be able to manage them. It's great for finding themes across stakeholder groups. This is all about Affinity Diagram. We've come to the end of this episode. Hope the knowledge was valuable. Thank you for tuning in.